So, wild awareness. I had received a message from somebody I did not expect to hear from last night. And so I'm going through the initial initiation here within this process. And basically, this is how I know that every person within our life is literally a walking tower, a walking mirror, right? So I am going through the last parts of a cycle of deep rejection due to my creative spark, my authenticity, right? This is directly connected to love and relationships and feeling like I'm good enough to be myself without being judged, right? Because in early childhood, I was heavily judged from my parents, and it basically created a cycle of self-sabotage and oppression for me in general, right? So I want to go deeply into this, and I want you guys to follow along so I can help you understand how and why people show up for us, right? Okay, so this person comes into my life last night, right? Randomly, totally unexpected, right? And so, and then they ghost me. They never respond to what I had last had made a remark on, right? Cool, right? So a part of me is like, all right, that upsets me a little bit, but I always choose myself, and I continue to just keep choosing myself. So I had asked my team, why did this come up? And they had shown me that it's the last part of the cycle, right? And the last part of the cycle that I'm currently going through is an oppression, right? An attachment to lack, poverty, struggle, right? A deep struggle here, feeling like I'm going to be abandoned and disappointed, that people are going to walk away from me, right? So this is that deep rejection, abandonment wound that I'm still working on, right? And so this goes a little bit further as far as my, purpose and who I am stepping up in the world as, right? Because there's layers to everything. And so as I'm allowing myself to slowly dip my toe in, okay, I want to unmask another part of myself, right? I want to drop another part of that wall, right? That I've really been holding myself back from expressing to the world, the entirety, right? To just let myself be free, just let myself be loose, right? And I can't fully let myself be loose if I'm oppressed, right? If I'm oppressed in that rejection wound, a fear of being rejected, right? So the way that this had showed up was this person came in and rejected me, right? And it's not that they're rejecting me because of my authenticity. It's a direct mirror of what I'm still holding on to, right? So this person comes into my life, blah, 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 then ghosts me, right? Just completely doesn't respond, which fine, cool, right? I'm always going to take it personal, but then not at the same time. But it was just showing me exactly the part of the cycle that is still oppressing me, right? So now I get to say, okay, this person is showing me I have a deep fear of being left behind. So then what's happening? I'm being ghosted. I'm trying to show up authentically, right? And then this is a test, right? This is an initiation for me. Are you still going to choose yourself and your authenticity, or are you going to go back into the old cycle of judgment and say, oh my gosh, they ghosted me, that means I'm not good enough? Right? So this is a really a big eye opener for me. I've been going through that process for years, but as I further along and get deeper into some of these wounds, it is literally baffling, eye opening for me still to this day, how the little interactions that we have, the little bypasses that we have, even if it might seem irrelevant to you, it is literally walking lessons for us. Everything is showing us exactly what we need to see. Right? And now for me, it comes easier. I've been on this path maybe for some time. I channel, right? I work with divination often, right? So it really helps me get through my own psyche in that manner, right? But I also have become very self-aware, right? So as soon as this happened, boom, I feel it in my body, right? My nervous system's starting to go a little bit out of whack. Okay, I check in with myself. I come back to myself. What's going on? What am I feeling right now, right? And that is so pivotal for us to begin to initiate ourselves, to ascend out of the lower vibrational energy thought patterns, right? Because in the old version of myself, I might have never caught on to this pattern, right? Or asked myself, why is this happening to me? And I would have just maybe slumped back into saying, okay, well, he's ghosting me, right? So that means I'm not good enough for his attention. No, that has nothing to do with me. It's actually God bringing him in as a direct mirror, which I'm actually very grateful for, right? So if you're that person coming across this, thank you, and it really shows me how divinely orchestrated all of our lives are, guys. Pay attention to the minute details. Pay attention to the everyday interactions. Pay attention to the things that people say to you, how they treat you, how they act around you. And yes, it may sting, it may hurt, but allow yourself to be your own reflection of that situation. I'm not being ghosted because I'm not being loved. I'm being ghosted because the deep, deep part of me still believes that I'm going to be. So because I have such a strong subconscious belief, it's still playing out. You have to rid yourself of that deep subconscious writing, and we have to reprogram all of that pain so we stop experiencing it. So now that I see this, no, I get to choose myself, and I actually get to completely shift that narrative out and see the bigger picture and say, no, I'm allowed to be me. I am now going to fully come back to myself. This is reunion of a forgotten part of myself that says, I was so deeply abandoned that I continued to sabotage myself for other people, for connections. Like, it's time for me to just let loose. And the people that love you for you will love you for you. Period. Point blank. And that is a major, major lesson for many people in this world. So that's why I'm specifically working on the worthiness wound, okay? So stay tuned for the worthiness era, because that's going to be up and coming here very soon.